Hello, everyone, and welcome to February 29th, leap year 2020. As Lovecraft could tell you, when the stars are right, there are dark things that seek to pass through the void and to come through that tiny barrier that separates our world from theirs. And they wish to come forth and reclaim that which is theirs. So today, in honor of something that only happens every once in a while, we're going to play some Alone in the Dark. This was one of the first games I ever played way back in the day. It was released by the French company Infogrames back in 1992. I got it in 1993. And as I said, it was back in those days when I had few games, and as I picked them up and played them, I actually finished them. This is one of the ones that I finished way back in 1993. And when you sit there and realize that I was just finishing up college, finishing up my work on my art degree, and that I wasn't married yet, that might tell you something about why I had so much time to actually get games finished back in those days. Didn't have anything else pressing on my time other than my job as a pharmacy tech. And that job gave me the time when I could play games, because I worked 1 week and I was off a week. I would work Wednesday to Wednesday, a bunch of 12-hour shifts, and then I would be off for 7 days in a row. And without a wife or girlfriend at that moment, and being off in the countryside with a studio and late nights, no bars or clubs around. All the bars and clubs were a 40-minute drive back into the town. I had a lot of time to sit alone in the dark at night and boot up my old Packard Bell 486 SX and play a bunch of video games and get them finished too, and this is one of them. So we are going to play, I can't say we're going to play the whole thing, but we'll play a good deal of it today. See if we can escape from the first room, the attic. We'll at least try that much. And just have a good time here playing a very, very Lovecraftian / Cthulhuoid adventure here. Very influenced by Lovecraft and Edgar Allan Poe. This, if you enjoy survival horror, if you've played the Resident Evil games or the Silent Hill games, or coming even forward into the first-person survival horror like Outlast and Amnesia, this is who you have to thank for it. The French company Infogrames and their game Alone in the Dark. This is the grandfather of them all. This was the first of the 3D survival horror games. So let's see what kind of stuff. Just to get it set up right quick, let's make sure our computer meets the standards. We need an IBM PC AT or 100% compatible. Yeah, I think we're okay on that. It needs to have a processor that's at least 16 megahertz. At least 16 megahertz minimum. So I think we meet that standard. 640K RAM, and you better have a little more than half a megabyte of free. So make sure you have at least half a megabyte of memory, of RAM. And better have 128K of extended memory for that, expanded memory. Oh my lord. Playing around with the old EMS 386 modules and the MSC Dex modules and stuff, trying to squeeze out those little bit more byte of memory in order to be able to play. Because, as you know, the famous quote from Bill Gates back in the day in the 90s, 640K is enough for anybody. Graphics, 56 color VGA graphics. So make sure that you've got an up-to-date graphics card capable of doing 256 color, and I think this might actually be a 640. Is this actually 640 by 480? I think it may be 640 by 480. So, you're going to have your screen, your little square screen filled with pixels there. More pixels than you know what to do with. It's going to take 8 megabytes on your hard disk. This one is the CD-ROM version. I did not have the CD-ROM version then because my computer at that point didn't have a CD-ROM drive. I wouldn't have a CD-ROM drive for another about 6 to 9 months whenever I got one as a present, graduation present. So mine was the old floppy disk version. I think Alone in the Dark came on 3 or 4 floppy disks. I'll have to take a look. I've still got it upstairs somewhere. I've got both my old 486, my Packard Bell 486, and the old Alone in the Dark game with all its 3.5-inch floppies. I believe it was 3.5-inch. Don't think they were 5 1/4. So there you go. I had a Sound Blaster. I bought a Sound Blaster, installed it because I discovered that I really loved computer games and I wanted to get all of the various sounds and music that was available. And the CD game has another game called Jack in the Dark. I never played Jack in the Dark, never knew about Jack in the Dark. We'll take a look at that. It's a little girl's adventures on Halloween. So when Halloween comes around, we know we've got something to look forward to there as well. I guess one other thing to share with y'all been seeing that. What I've been having in the background with this going on was the game manual. If y'all can remember when games came with printed manuals that actually came in the box along with the game. Those of y'all that can remember actually getting a game that came in a box on discs and things. Well, along with manuals, games used to have other inserts, and this one actually had the Mystery Examiner special issue, August 25th, 1924. That's when this game is set, is in late summer of 1924 in Louisiana. And as it talks about here, there's an entire article. It's set up like an old 20s newspaper, or tabloid rather. And you see there, it's the death of Jeremy Hartwood here at the Deserto Mansion. And how it was judged a suicide, that he'd hung himself in the attic. So it gives you background to all the story here, and then we get, a article about Mr. Hartwood, and another one over here about his paintings, an article about the seclusion of living there, article over here about his paintings because he was a painter, little fake advertisement over here, the gift of smooth skin. Another one, some of the items you use, like you start off with a pistol, or you find a pistol and start off with a lantern, or find a lantern, and you have their advertisement for those in here. I think right here, this lantern is $4.25 with a $1.25 completely free supply of lamp oil, and that was pretty good for $4.25. $4.25, that's a pretty expensive lamp for back in the day, I mean, it's a good quality thing, as you'll see whenever we get into the actual game. There's a payment if you take the role of Mr. Carnby. There's 2 characters you come and play. One is Mrs. Hartwood. She's the Jeremy, is that his name? Jeremy's brother. Yeah, Jeremy. His sister. You can play his sister. Once again, shades of Resident Evil here. Or you can play a private detective, Mr. Carnsby. And as part of the reward, you're being paid $150 to go and investigate this. And actually, you're supposed to just be bringing back a piano, or searching a piano and bringing back what's inside of it. But that is quite the payment for the day, and I'm sure Red Text will show y'all what you're getting paid in today's dollars. And then we've got 2 pages on mental disorders and H.P. Lovecraft, and a short selection of his novels and all that. and stories that pertain more to the Cthulhu mythos than some of his other works. Ones that have a more direct link. And another ad, the credits right here are a partial set of credits for the people involved in the program and a birth announcement. Mr. Reynal, the director here, and the assistant Barrows, Yael Barrows, the production designer, there we go, the director and the production designer, fell in love, had a baby, and got married. Well, got married right after the game was produced, but fell in love and had a baby while they were making this computer game. And of course, their advertisement for Benjamin, born on August 20th, slipped into the newspaper as well. And then finally, the last one is for the pistol, the Bulldog Special. Y'all remember Watson in the story has carried a British Bulldog. So you got a British Bulldog. I don't know if this is an American copy of it, but there you are. Is that for cigarettes? Nope, that is for Dolly K. Pantages Dolly K. Waits you from noon until midnight. So, okay, we've seen the extra stuff that came in with the game and all, and had a little background on it. Let's go ahead and let's start playing this. On to the introduction. And we've started the game up. I've got to say, it does begin in a DOS box because it is an old 90s DOS program, obviously. But right now, it seems to run fine in Windows 10. So the problems with any kind of updates that Windows 10 might have done have not changed anything. Let's just look at the settings. And as you see there, Jack in the Dark. Once again, I had the floppy disk version. I did not have the CD-ROM version, so I'd never heard of Jack in the Dark before. Let's look at the DOS settings, make sure everything's looking okay. Update if we needed to, but I think it's updated all the way. We are going to look at options. Destination drive, there you see hardware options. That's the one we're wanting to view. Okay, and we are running a Sound Blaster, the video card, a MCGA 256 color video card. So it looks like we've got all the options here set up correctly. Let's exit the update and get back to the main menu, and we're going to go to Alone in the Dark. God, I loved DOS menus back in the day. Put all the credits right up front, kind of movie style. There's the director, Mr. Frederick Reynal. There's Yael Barrows under production designer. That's the woman that he fell in love with and married and had Benjamin with. As we scroll through the pages, special thanks to H.P. Lovecraft and Chaosium, who made the Call of Cthulhu role-playing game. Originally, this was going to be under the Call of Cthulhu title. They had worked with Chaosium to have this a Call of Cthulhu game, but Chaosium had decided that the game was too simplistic to live up to the Call of Cthulhu rules, so decided to not allow it to have a actual official title. I have Call of Cthulhu and the actual physical title of it here. So more's the pity to them. I mean, Chaosium and Sandy Peterson have not done bad, but not done bad by themselves by any means with the Call of Cthulhu. But I think in hindsight, they would have been very proud. This game got such great critical and player success and reviews. I mean, it's listed in some of the things of what was it? Guy came out 1,000 video games or something you must play before you die, and this was high on the list. It's listed in some of the other sites as top 100 video games ever, most influential. So yeah. We are going to go now into begin a new game, and we will let the stuff run here. As I said, you get a choice of who you want to be. You can be Mr. Hartwood, Jeremy Hartwood's sister. I don't remember her first name. Or you can be over here, Carnby. I think it's Edgar Carnby, who's the private detective. As you see, he's got the bottle of whiskey on his table. Once again, I did not have the floppy disk version. So I did not have the CD-ROM version. So the music that you're hearing will be new to me as well. I mean, it had music, but the updated digitalized music that was on the CD-ROM is new to me, and the fact it has narration is new to me. And whenever I played it, you had to read the text and all yourself. So let's see what they chose for Mr. Carnby's voice.
On my door, a dull brass plate says Private Detective. The few friends I have call me Carnby. The others call me the Reptile. I don't care to think what my banker calls me. These days, I leave my letters unopened. Bills and threats to send in the receivers just ruin my day. When an antique dealer called Gloria Allen contacted me, I slipped into my best shirt, holstered my .38, and got to her shop as fast as I could. I was expecting something sordid. Blackmail, probably. Boy, was I wrong. What I was asked to do was visit a property called Derceto and find a piano in the loft. It was an old piano with secret drawers, the kind people who buy stuff in antique stores go crazy over. The Derceto house is supposed to be piled high with classy junk, furniture, books, paintings. It looked like whoever owned Derceto was about to get cleaned out. I was going to bring up the subject of money when Gloria Allen handed me $150 and a key. I kept myself from grinning at the thought of my banker's surprise. He doesn't like his victims getting away. I looked over a copy of the police report. The former owner of Derceto, a guy called J. Hartwood, had hanged himself in the loft. The coroner concluded it was a clear-cut case of suicide. I promised Gloria Allen I'd give the place a look over. My report will be ready in a couple of days. I've been reading up on the history of the old house. It's the kind of place ghosts run away from in terror. Grisly murders, curses, lunacy. Luckily, devil worship makes me smile, so this is my idea of a paid vacation.
There you go. We are in the attic. We are going to get started here in just a moment. Y'all should see all the haunted house and horror movie tropes as we came along. Places where there were cracks in the floor, a suit of armor standing there holding a sword. I would imagine in another storeroom looked like a relic, maybe a knife or a sword or a gun or something against the thing. You know, y'all should be used to those kind of tropes and be expecting them to play a part in the story here in a few. So we're going to get started playing. Controls are pretty simple, just arrow keys to move, and for action you pretty much hold down space. You press I for your inventory and your actions. Right now we don't have any kind of inventory. If we did, there would be inventory right underneath actions. And as you see, there'll be like 2 or 3 more things that we can do up under actions as well. Right now we have fight, open, close, and push are our various actions. And depending on what it is that we are, what kind of object we have and what kind of action we're wishing to take. As you see over here, we've got, it looks like, I believe that's 20 hit points. So let's get started. Game has begun. So before we do anything, let's hit escape. There you go. And let's save the game. Remember, this is an old school game. And there was a reason they called these games Nintendo Hard for a reason. They are ball busters. So save the game. Once you learn how to get through it, you can probably, with some practice, you could probably tear through this on a speed run. I'm thinking you could probably do a speed run of this in maybe an hour. But the fact that I'm not practiced in it, and the last time I played it was between 26 and 27 years ago, I don't remember much. I remember little snippets in there. I remember this attic really well. But after that, I remember a few little snips and snaps and that kind of thing. So we are going to go ahead and save. And we are going to call it beginning. So let's go ahead and save the game there. Oh, and while we're there, notice you got choices of music on, sound effects on, and detail level. You can set it for low or high. And I'm thinking that it may be pushing our system a little bit, but let's try high, shall we? Just to see. Now I know coming up in this room here, there are a couple of different ways that you can do it. Whoops, that's not what I meant to do. So let's resume a save game. Will it let us? Yeah, there's a couple of different ways you can go here. The arrow keys turn you and move you around. I'm going to walk up to the table, and it allows us to get an oil lamp. Leave it or take it. You saw the oil lamp in the catalog and the flyer that we were given, so we are going to go ahead and take that. I'm going to move on over this way. You'll notice the camera angles change. One thing about this game is that everything was rendered in 3 dimensions. The backgrounds were rendered in 3 dimensions, and then they were converted to 2D for the actual game purposes. Let's see if we can get into this chest. Let's walk up to it. Let's hit spacebar. I mean, not spacebar, I. That's the one I'm looking for. So you see actions. You can use the oil lamp, reload it, throw it, drop, or put it. We're going to go to actions because I'm going to see if I can open this chest. But we've got something going on. Something is coming through the window into the attic with us. Now, this is, like I said, is one of the ways that we're going to play it a couple of ways. Let's go into combat mode. Kick. Can we kick, 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 kick? All right, we're too close to it. So it's not letting us fight. Uh-oh, and down we're going to go. Can we kick? Kick. Nope, nope. It's pushed us into the corner. And it's going to take out all our hit points here. Let's see. Which one am I looking for? This. That's right. Actions. We want to fight. There we go. You've got to actually put it into fight mode. That's the problem I was doing. I wasn't in fight mode. Let it go ahead and kill us so we can see the death screen. We'll see the death scene here. And some reviewers have said this is one of the best death scenes ever. The zombie drags your body down into the crypts. Alright, y'all have seen death now. We're going to play through this 2 more times. We're going to play through it and see if I can get combat to work correctly. No, this isn't based on, and this isn't heavily influenced by Lovecraft at all, is it? Let's go back to beginning. This time I'm going to be ready for him when he comes in. We're going to go ahead and get ourselves ready and into fight mode here. I'm wondering if we have a better angle, maybe. This might be the best angle we have to do this. Let's go ahead and back up. As soon as that thing comes and bursts through the window, we'll hit I and go into fight mode. Just to show you what combat's like. In fact, let's go ahead and do it now. So we'll be ready. You hold down spacebar, left arrow swings you left, right arrow swings right, up arrow kicks, and down arrow kicks. If you've got a weapon, down arrow I think dodges or blocks. Alright, let's keep it in combat mode. I'm going to see if I can kick the hell out of this thing. Here he comes. Back up a little. And let's see. Can we kick him? There we go. Kick again. Punch. Oh, okay, take the oil lamp. Take the oil lamp. Come on, kick. Kick. There we go. We kicked him. Punch him. Kick him again. Kick him again. Kick him again. Punch him. Punch him. There. Punch it, Chewie. You got to get your timing now. There we go. Kicked him again. Kick him again as he comes up. Punch him. There we go. I said we're a little rusty on this. And it's not really a combat game anyway. Couple more hits and hopefully he's gonna go. Want to see what the monsters do whenever you finally kill them. You're gonna see why he's an otherworldly creature. There he goes. Poof! Disappears off into a world of other dimensional spheres. Now let's go here. As you see, we're down to 12 hit points. We got the oil lamp. We can use it, reload it, throw it, drop it, or put it. So nothing we need to do there right now. Now we're going to load the game back at the beginning. And now I'll show you what you can do. Those of you in the know, we're going to see what we can do. Oh, look at us moving that thing around. Ah, get off of the stool. I don't want to be stuck on the stool. Oh, jeez. Remember, this is early 90s. And it is... Let's get right here, and then we're going to go to Actions. And we are going to go to Push. And we are going to push this. And we're going to push it in front of the window there. Hopefully that's going to be enough. We'll see the little beast, whatever that rat, dog, hell beast thing is, appear. Whoops, whoops, we don't have it far enough. No, 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 no! Were we able to push it far enough? Maybe. Alright, it looks like we got it far enough in front of it that it couldn't come on into the room, although I was thinking we ought to have it further. We're going to go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and push it a little further. Uh-oh. And now here comes a zombie. Let's get into fight mode again. And kick. Punch. Punch. Kick him. Kick him. I guess our kicks aren't aimed right. So we'll just keep punching them while we can. And hopefully get through this fight without taking any damage. Let's turn little and see if I can kick him now. There we go. I don't know if kicks do any more damage than the other do, but it's nice to see you land a good roundhouse kick on him there, isn't it? And down he goes. Whew. Okay. I'm thinking that's the last time you get attacked here. I'm hoping that's the last time you get attacked here. You see, we do have it in front of the window now. That's where I was hoping to push it. I'm going to get the lantern. Come and take it back. The oil lamp, we will take it. Now, we were sent here to investigate this piano. So why don't we go and take a good look at it. I'm also going to see if we can open and close this chest. So I'm not sure if you need a key to do that or not. Let's go back to our menu. Actions, open, and search. We are. Woohoo! Inside you find a rifle. Should we leave it? Nah, we're not going to leave it. Let's take that rifle. I think when I first played through this, I found that rifle, and I actually used it. See, he's got the same things. Use, reload, throw, drop, and put. I think I actually used it against the zombie that came in the door. Now, I don't really want to step across that part there because I don't know if it'll collapse on you or not. So that's just the door. You're getting a weird view of the trap door in the floor there. Okay, here's the piano. So it is time to go into search mode again. Hold down the space bar. Nothing here. Okay. Can we get a better view of the piano? No? I swore there's something. Is it on the side? Yep, clear case of Hunt the Pixel there. Get used to that in adventure games, too. You got to get just to the right part. You find a letter. Let's take it. Can we read the letter? Yes, let's read the letter.
They are coming! I have freed hellish forces, and now the price must be paid. Derceto is the prey of evil. The sun has set. They will find my body, but will not have my soul. I can imagine the master's fury and the terror in the hearts of his slaves. I hear their footsteps. Some may understand what I have done. May God forgive me. Farewell, Jeremy Hartwood.
Very good. A letter in the tradition of all the Lovecraft protagonists who, even as they hear the footsteps and the slathering of the evil monsters from beyond the grave and from beyond other dimensions coming to rip their soul from their body and devour it in front of them over the course of 1,000 years, still take the time to sit and write down a letter to everybody. Wonderful stuff. Okay, can we look and see if anything's in the cabinet? Let's take a look at that if we don't get stuck on that damn stool again. Okay. An old Indian cover. Well, obviously they mean blanket, an old Indian blanket. So we have got the old Indian cover. The only thing we can do is that with drop and put. We have Jeremy's letter, the rifle, the oil lamp, 4 shots in the rifle, nothing in the oil lamp right now. Can we load it? You have no oil. See? I said it is very much like a think of the LucasArts Hunt the Pixel type of adventure game. I'm going to continue searching around, see if there's anything else to be found around here. Anything in these crates? Nothing important. Once again, it's a game of Hunt the Pixel because you never know when you might find something. And I really need to come and search on the other side of the... Ooh, there we go. Yeah, that's where the rat guy... Where the rat guy got me tied up, isn't it? Nothing important. Okay, let's hunt the bookshelves. You find a book. Okay, let's take it. What book is it? A book. Before we do that, because another thing that I do know, save the game. Okay, we'll come down to the second game. Before reading. I'm hoping that was just a sound effect. Let's look at the book, because I know there are some very dangerous books in the Cthulhu mythos here.
Fragment of the Myth of the Golden Fleece. Translation, Edouard de Villeban. Hesperides Publications.
Then Perseus came across Iccios, who had been turned into stone. He spoke to his companions and said, "Beware of the Medusa. He who looks into their eyes is doomed to the same fate as that which befell poor Iccios, and will never more set eyes on Seriphos." "Must we go blindfolded?" asked Eumolpus. "Take up your bronze shields and polish them until they flash in the sun," answered Perseus. "Fill your hearts with courage. May Artemis guide us as though we were an arrow from her quiver." But Eumolpus was not satisfied. "Why do that, Perseus? Is 3 inches of sharpened metal not enough to destroy these accursed creatures?" Then Perseus drew his sword, which shone and glittered in the sun, and with it he dazzled Eumolpus. "Now what can you see?" the companions of Zeus' sons laughed. "Let us set to work, so that our shields may shine like mirrors."
It is always good to read stuff in this game, because you never know when it may come in handy. Just hearing stuff about making sure you use a mirror to avoid being dazzled by some creature. Dazzled, maybe to dazzle the eyes of a creature, or to... Okay, can I open this trap door? Let's see. Can I come around this way? Is that trap door only available to the zombies? Back a little. Yep, does not look like I'm able to open it. Okay, we've checked the piano. We have checked the bookcases, the chest. Let's look at these barrels. See what they may have. Nothing important. Nothing important. What about this last one down here? Nothing important. Can we make the rocking horse rock? I also want to check this. I was thinking this rug. Before I came across the trapdoor over there in front of the piano, I was thinking this rug might hide a trapdoor, but apparently it didn't. There we go. We could make it rock. Nice. Nice little Easter egg there. Search those. Anything behind the drapes there? Anything else over here in the corners? I think we have searched this room about as much as we're going to be able to search it. Hello, Mr. Carnby. One reviewer, you can tell folks that didn't play these games back in the day because you go to Good Old Games and one of the reviewers only gave this a 1 star out of the 5 star. Talked about how janky the controls were and everything, said that he just wasn't able to get into it, and said that the protagonist here, the pixelated face of the protagonist, was more scary than anything you came across in the game, any of the monsters. So I just don't think he is in the right mindset for it, you know? Let's leave the attic that Mr. Hartwood hung himself in. Let's see if we can go back downstairs now. We're going to be able to open that. Or does the passageway turn? Is this one of those where the passageways turn? We have to go down? Yep. Camera angles, man. Camera angles. The transition here is automatically taking place. Okay. I do not want to open that. What do we got there? You find a bow. All right, we will take the bow. I can't remember if there is a limit to what you can carry in your inventory or not. Okay, nothing important. Nothing important. Remember, this is also, what, 93? Is this also the year that Doom came out? I'm wanting to say this is also the year that Doom came out, so... So imagine whenever Doom came along, just how remarkable Doom was for the time. You find an oil can. Yes, we will take that oil can. What else do we have here? I'm wanting that rope. I want that rope really bad. Nothing important. There's rope there, man. Rope. Rope. You know, you never go on an exploration of a dungeon or a haunted house without 50 feet of rope. What's wrong with you? Okay, nothing more important. Let's go ahead. Can we open this? Right, back up a little. Let's come over this way. There we go. All right, let's go into... Well, that's what I was trying to do to start with. Is it going to transition us? Yep. All right. There ahead of us is what looks like a broken place in the floor, doesn't it? Let's see. I am going to, yes, use my save game rifle again. We're going to call this Before the Floor. Let's see what happens if we walk ahead to where that area looks. All right, there you go, folks. That's been about 23 minutes of gameplay there on top of my 20 minutes of exposition and explanation and introductory videos and all. So there you are. Welcome to Alone in the Dark. And yes, if you leave the menu alone long enough, it replays the introductory sequence. So I hope y'all have enjoyed it. Once again, happy leap year, happy February 29th. The stars were right to start this and to bring the dark ones out, the old gods, bring the old gods out from where they sleep. So, we will see y'all next time. We may or may not continue this. I'm having a lot of fun with it. But God knows we got enough stuff to do already, don't we? We'll see how it goes. So, y'all have a good one. I'll get another Lotro up later today, and we'll see you then. Thanks for coming along if you've stuck with it this long, and bye-bye.